Fax! What's up, everybody? Fax the deal. My name is Mike Fields, also known as Fax, and welcome to another episode of Black Fax, Black Fax. Oh yes, this is where I get to celebrate Black History Month in my own special way. You already know, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, February 14th, 2022, also known as Valentine's Day. Oh yes, I hope you're having a wonderful day with the one you love. Oh yes. Now, today is a very special day for two more reasons. Number one, happy birthday, Uncle Eric. And two, happy birthday, Mr. Gregory Hines. Oh yes, that is who we are celebrating today. His name is Gregory Hines. He is a legend. He's one of the GOATs of dance. Oh yes, specifically tap dance. Oh yes, give it up for Mr. Hines. He is a legend for sure. And we're going to do a little bit of research. We're going to have a bit of a discussion, and then we're going to get on about your way. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I did. I did some research on Mr. Hines. Like I said, he's a legend. I think one of my first experiences of seeing him dance was watching Motown 85. And I believe he was on stage with Sammy Davis Jr., Bunny Briggs, let's see, who else was there? Sandman Sims, Jimmy Sly, and I think the Nicholas brothers or just Mr. Harold Nicholas himself was on stage, and I think there were a couple more dancers. But anyway, I'll never forget the first time I saw him dance, and I was just like, I want to do that. Very similar to like my first time watching Michael Jackson on TV. So anyway, once I realized that he was born on Valentine's Day, same day as my Uncle Eric, shoot, I was like, man, I gotta go ahead and celebrate this brother today. So goes. Now, get to the research. All right, let's get to the facts. So, you know what I did? I got my rusty trusty. All right, went to the Google. See, Google got the love thing today. Yeah. So, went in there and I typed in all caps because he's one of the GOATs. So let's get it. Let's not get it twisted. Capital GREGORY space. Capital HINES. Enter on that Jane. Oh yes. Now, his name is actually Mr. Gregory Oliver Hines. Oh yes, and we're gonna get more into his story. I did a little write-up because I can Google it, and that's what I did. So there's a lot of information, by the way. He's on biography.com, Wikipedia, of course, Britannica, NYPL. Let's see what else. NYPL.org, so the New York Times.com, NYTimes.com, BroadwayWorld.com, TheFamousPeople.com, BlackPast.org. He's got a lot of stuff on here. I mean, he's one of the legends. Why not? But yeah, we'll get into that. So let's get into the research. So goes. Oh yes. All right. Here we go. Gregory Hines, Mr. Gregory Oliver Hines, was born in New York City on February 14th, 1946. He was a dancer, musician, and actor and grew up in the Sugar Hill neighborhood of Harlem. Hines began tap dancing when he was 2 years old. See, I thought 7 years old and 8 years old and 9 years old was young. 2 years old, yo. One of the GOATs. I mean, come on now. Let's see. And began dancing semi-professionally at age 5. Wow. Here we go. After that, he and his older brother, Maurice, performed together, studying with choreographer Henry Latang. Gregory and Maurice also studied with veteran tap dancers such as Howard Sims. That's Mr. Sandman Sims. Oh, yes. See? And the Nicholas brothers. There we go. When they performed at the same venues. The two brothers were known as the Hines Kids, making nightclub appearances at venues in Miami, Florida with Cab Calloway. Yo. They were later known as the Hines brothers. So right away, we got to do some research on this, all right? Look up Sugar Hill. Research Sugar Hill. So it's Sugar, S-U-G-A-R, space, H-I-L-L. Also, look up Harlem, of course. Really, like, research tap dancing. Research tap dancing. Howard Sims, so Sandman, sand, like at the beach. Sandman Sims, S-I-M-S. And the Nicholas brothers. So that's the capital N-I-C-H-O-L-A-S. Nicholas brothers. Research them. And also, please research Cab Calloway. That's cab like taxi cab. So that's capital C-A-B space. Capital C-A-L-L-O-W-A-Y. Cab Calloway. Please do the research on those legendary brothers. Oh, yes. When their father joined the act as a drummer, the name changed again in 1963 to Hines and Dad. Oh, yes. Hines was an avid improviser of tap steps, tap sounds, and tap rhythms alike. His improvisation was like that of a drummer, doing a solo and coming up with rhythms. He also improvised the phrasing of a number of tap steps, mainly based on sound produced. A laid-back dancer, he usually wore loose-fitting pants and a tighter shirt. Although he inherited the roots and tradition of the black rhythmic tap, he also promoted the new black rhythmic tap. So he was raised in the old school, but he brought in the new school. And improv means it's coming through him. Like it's on the spot. It's like extemporaneous speech. If anybody out there is doing extemporaneous speech, I think that might start in like late elementary school or early middle school, maybe even high school in some places. But off the top, what's coming, like freestyling. So he was freestyling, but it was all his own thing, and he transitioned from, and he blended in the old school with the new. That's why he had respect coming from all angles. GOAT. That's GOAT mentality. Facts. So goes. Throughout his career, Hines wanted and continued to be an advocate for tap in America. He successfully petitioned the creation of National Tap Dance Day in May of 1989, which is now celebrated in 40 cities in the United States, as well as 8 other nations. He was on the board of directors of Manhattan Tap, a member of the Jazz Tap Ensemble, and a member of the American Tap Dance Foundation, which was formerly called the American Tap Dance Orchestra. So he's making moves. He's promoting. He's an advocate. He's voicing what he believes in, what drives him. His life's passion. That's what he's doing. Get that screen back there. Oh yes. Let's see. In 1989, he created and hosted a PBS special called Gregory Hines Tap Dance in America, which featured various tap dancers such as Savion Glover and Bunny Briggs. All right? Research. Savion Glover. That is capital S-A-V-I-O-N space Glover. Capital G-L-O-V-E-R. Back then, I mean, he was definitely one of the young GOATs. Everybody saw the potential in Savion, was like, yo, he's next. Matter of fact, he's right now. He's next and right now. Yes. And Bunny Briggs. So research Bunny, like Easter Bunny, capital B-U-N-N-Y, space, capital B-R-I-G-G-S. Yes. Let's see. So, Mr. Hines made his Broadway debut with his brother in The Girl in Pink Tights. The Girl in Pink Tights in 1954. He earned Tony Award nominations for Eubie, that is capital E-U-B-I-E, in 1979. Coming Uptown in 1980, and Sophisticated Ladies, 1981. And he won the Tony Award and Drama Desk Award for Jelly's Last Jam. Please research Jellies, like peanut butter and jelly, capital J-E-L-L-Y apostrophe S, Last Jam. So Jelly's Last Jam, that was in 1992. And the Theater Award for Eubie. Okay, that's capital E-U-B-I-E Exclamation point. Oh yes. Hines also performed as the lead singer and musician in a rock band called Severance, based in Venice, Los Angeles in 1975 and 1976. Here we go. Check this out. In 1986, he sang a duet with the main man, Mr. Luther Vandross, called There's Nothing Better Than Love. That joint, my mom used to play that in the Astro van just about everywhere we went. It was Anita Baker, Freddie Jackson, Luther Vandross. Rotation, baby. And one of the songs I definitely fell in love with was There's Nothing Better Than Love. And I used to wonder, who is that singing? Because those two voices, they're very distinct. And when I looked at the credit and I saw Gregory Hines, I was like, I was blown away. I said, the brother can sing too? There's Nothing Better Than Love. Luther Vandross featuring Gregory Hines. Get into it. 1986, and it correlates with the Anita Baker Rapture album, because that was on rotation too. Yes. Man. The 80s, baby. Anyway, shout out to my mom. I love you. Happy Valentine's Day, Mom. All right, now, let's see. That song itself, it reached the #1 position on the Billboard R&B charts. Oh yes, I told you that joint was good. Encouraged by his first success on the chart, Hines subsequently released his self-titled debut album on Epic in 1988 with much support of Mr. Vandross. Oh yes, cosign is important, yo. This album produced a Vandross penned single. He even wrote. Luther Vandross wrote this song. He said the song was called That Girl Wants to Dance With Me, which peaked at #8 on the Billboard Hot 100 in May of 1988. In 1981, Hines made his movie debut in Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1, replacing Richard Pryor, who was originally cast in that role. So Richard Pryor was supposed to be in. Please research Luther Vandross and definitely research Mr. Richard Pryor. So Luther Vandross, that is capital Luther space capital Vandross. All right, that's Mr. Luther Vandross, one of the GOATs, straight up. Also, Mr. Richard Pryor, that is capital RICHARD space capital PRYOR, Richard Pryor. Also look up Mel Brooks, capital MEL space capital BROOKS, Mel Brooks. Hines' peak as an actor came in the mid-1980s. He had a large role in The Cotton Club in 1984, where he and his brother Maurice, this is Maurice's sole film credit, played a 1930s tap dancing duo reminiscent of the Nicholas Brothers. So there was always respect, there was always love, there was always a kinship with the people that mentored him as he was coming up with his brother. He and his brother had the tap dance duo, and then the father joined, but still, like, the Hines brothers, they were doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? The Hines kids, they were doing their thing, like, and they caught the eye of the OGs, and they just never lost that bond. They just kept it tight. So there's a lot to say about that, but we're not gonna get too far into that. I just appreciate the links and how things come full circle, and reading about it and seeing parts of my life that kind of mirror those things, but in a different way, just in my life, like my life's version of the connections coming back around. I appreciate that. Yeah, he had a large role in the Cotton Club. So please research the Cotton Club. That's capital COTTON space club, capital CLUB. Oh yes, that was released in 1984. Hines co-starred with Mikhail Baryshnikov in the 1985 film White Nights, and co-starred with Billy Crystal in the 1986 buddy cop film Running Scared. Now, this movie right here, Tap. In 1989, Mr. Hines starred in the film Tap, opposite of the legendary, one of the true GOATs for real, Mr. Sammy Davis Jr. Oh yes. And this was Mr. Davis's last screen performance. So it was basically like Gregory Hines performing with his, the person that he looked up to in a great deal, like his hero, one of his biggest heroes, Sammy Davis Jr. Oh yes. He appeared alongside Whitney Houston. Here we go. He appeared alongside Whitney Houston and Loretta Devine in the highly successful 1995 film Waiting to Exhale. Okay, let's stop right here. Waiting to Exhale. Please research that film. All right. And if you're too young to watch it, don't watch it unless your parents are there. But it's a lot of grown up stuff in that film. All right. Most of these films that I'm talking about, definitely, if whoever's watching this video, just make sure there's parent permission if necessary. All right, that's not on me. I'm just saying these films are legendary. These talented people are legendary, and this is all about celebrating their talents and how they've changed the world. So that's all I'm focusing on. All right. But I'll say it again. Whitney Houston. Please research Whitney Houston. Okay? One of the GOAT. I put Whitney Houston as the GOAT. She's the GOAT. Greatest of all time. That voice, greatest of all time. That's me. All right? Whitney. Capital WHITNEY. Space. Houston. Capital HOUSTON. And Loretta, that is capital LORETTA space capital DEVINE. Loretta Devine in Waiting to Exhale. All right, check out that film. Check out Whitney Houston. When I say check out, I mean research. Loretta Devine. Also, please check out Tap and my main man, Mr. Sammy Davis Jr. Okay. That is capital SAMMY space capital DAVIS Jr. Okay. Also, opposite of Houston, he also co-starred with Whitney Houston, Denzel Washington, and Courtney B. Vance the following year in The Preacher's Wife. All right. So the following year after Waiting to Exhale, he co-starred with Whitney Houston, Denzel Washington, and Courtney B. Vance in The Preacher's Wife. Please check out The Teacher's Wife. Do the research on the Preacher's Wife, but definitely look up Mr. Denzel Washington. Now, that's my main man right there. So Mr. Denzel Washington, that's capital DENZEL. I bet you if you just Google Denzel, that's all you need. It's like a one-name wonder. That's all you need. You know what I mean? But Washington, capital WASHINGTON. So Mr. Denzel Washington, please research Denzel Washington, his filmography, his career. Please do yourself don't cheat yourself, treat yourself, okay? Shout out to my main man D. Also, Courtney B. Vance, that is capital COURTNEY space B period space capital VANCE. Courtney B. Vance. On television, Mr. Gregory Hines starred in his own sitcom in 1997. It was called The Gregory Hines Show, which ran for one season on CBS, and he also had a recurring role of Ben Doucette on Will and Grace. That was his character, Ben Doucette. In a 1987 interview, Hines said that he often looked for roles written for white actors, preferring their greater scope and dynamics. That tells a lot about, writers, wherever he was getting the jobs, wherever he was looking for jobs, like those who wrote the scripts, he just felt like the scripts that were written for white actors were better, and that's been an argument especially in Hollywood for a long time. But that's his story. That's the story of a lot of actors, a lot of entertainers, and especially black entertainers. A lot of black actors felt that and have voiced that. So that's what he felt. That's what he wrote. Yeah. So Hines also starred in the 1998 film The Tick Code. This is good. He voiced Big Bill in the Nick Jr. animated children's series Little Bill, which ran from 1999 to 2004. And through that show, he won the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Performer in an Animated Program for that role of Big Bill in 2003. Ladies and gentlemen, Gregory Hines, he's not just a tap dancing phenom, a global treasure for the ages. I mean, he's a talented actor, he's a talented singer, musician, multi-talented. That's what it is. That's what it is. On Black Facts! Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Join in tomorrow. Check us. Let's see what we got going on. Check us out tomorrow. Let's see what we got going on tomorrow. All right. Y'all be good. Take care of yourselves and each other. You know what I say. Peace. Oh, before I go, you already know what it is. Do the research. Check out the facts, especially the Black Facts. Peace.